Anastasia Flynn, and I'm the Vice President General Manager of the store. On behalf of Neiman Marcus Oak Brook, we are so honored to welcome you to the Fashion Powering Women event in collaboration with the Skinless Project benefiting Let Girls Learn. We have a very special evening planned for you with an excellent fashion chat and a fashion runway show featuring the amazing designer Cady Vaccaro and Haute Hippie.
So first of all, I do have a question, and I think I'll start with you, Maaria. When did you fall in love with fashion?
I think I fell in love with fashion on Halloween, to be honest with you, when I was a child, because I wanted to be a punk rocker, and if you remember, in the 80s, they used to have wigs. We can't find them anymore, unless there's some huge Halloween store, but there used to be a punk wig in every store. So I fell in love with fashion then, and then I also identified fashion with power. And I think that that is something that more women should be encouraged to do, that what you represent and what you wear is an extension of your mind and not just surface.
Extension of your personality, right?
Yes, extension of your personality.
Absolutely. So basically you're saying what you're wearing it, you gotta own it, it's a part of you, and that helps build who you are, your self-esteem, and also your brand.
Yes, and I think that your look your look is not what steps forward first, your personality does. And then your personality says, whoa, now I understand why she has this look. It all makes sense.
Excellent. So Cady, when did fashion capture your heart?
Well, I'm going to be completely honest. I also was engaged in fashion at a young age, simply because my mother was not exactly the fashionista. Okay. So I realized at a young age I had to step my game up quickly if I was going to look good. But then, you know, as I got more interested in fashion, I really loved the artistic aspect of it. I love how different outfits can kind of express your mood of the day, and how your outfit can sort of be your artistic expression. So, you know, if it's a rainy day, you might be wearing your all black outfit. That's just your mood. It's the color of the weather. That's what it is. Special occasions, everyone knows when, you know, you have your best dress on, how you feel completely game on.
So I remember being this young Muslim kid and always really struggling to find that balance of expressing myself through what I was wearing in fashion, and also being modest in my dress. And I was, you know, always online searching modest dresses, or searching like long sleeve maxi dress. I know every single Muslim woman in the world can relate to, like, you know, those keywords in Google. And it's like finding a pink unicorn in the desert. It's literally impossible to find in the States. And as a public figure in the Muslim community, as someone who travels a lot, doing a lot of speaking engagements, I wanted to find modest attire that I was comfortable in speaking in public. And I just kind of woke up one day, I was talking to my siblings, and we just decided, why not bring that to the US market? And Luella just kind of grew organically that way. I wanted to fill that void just for the modest community. I wanted to provide fashionable, affordable clothing. And I feel like as a young millennial these days, things are just so different in terms of having social media as an outlet, seeing that it's okay to express yourself in what you wear and be different and not fall in the grain and looking like everyone else. So I feel like we're in such this really exciting, unique time in the age of social media. So I would love to like redo my like teens again and be able to just be totally comfortable with who you are and express yourself through fashion.
So back when my 3-year-old at the time played basketball for her first time, she was entered into the only basketball program we could find in the area, and that was a co-ed program, and she was basically the only girl, and she left the experience saying that, first of all, basketball was a sport for boys, and as a mom who had played basketball my whole life from the time I was her age, I was very discouraged and looked around for somewhere for her to go and play and be a part of other girls doing the same thing, and there was nothing. So having a background of playing all the way through college and my husband doing the same, I felt that it was needed to create a place for girls to go and do this. So it's gone from a camp that I started back in 2013 with 15 kids between age 3 and 5 to now there's over 250 kids in our program.
From the time I was really young, I just remember being told outside of my home that there were things that I couldn't do. There were limitations, whether that be because I was a girl or because I was African American or because I was Muslim. And anyone who knows me knows that I do not take no for an answer. And I've always just been driven, I think, by that. And maybe that comes from being super competitive. But even within my sport, as a relatively white sport, it was very difficult to be different. And so now that I've kind of come full circle in my life from starting fencing as a kid, being involved in a sport that's not very diverse, and now being a member of the United States Olympic team, and now, like, thank God, being an Olympic medalist, I feel like I owe it to kids out there, I owe it to like my younger self in a way to be a source of inspiration and to really encourage our youth to get out there and do the things that people tell you that you can't do, and to not fall into cultural norms or what other people expect from you. Because I feel like if we use that, if we let that like kind of creep into our psyche and affect us, it deters us from really reaching our full potential. So that's something that I think drives me not just in sport and as a small business owner, but just in life. I want to be a source of inspiration and encouragement for our youth.
I mean, I think it's really simple. I think making someone else feel good is just genuinely one of the best feelings that you could actually ever have. And creating a dress that someone feels good and feels like brings out their personality and makes them feel the best in, that's definitely an inspiration that I look to every day. How can I make women feel better about themselves? How can I empower them? How can I drive them to go out there and do the dreams that they want to do?
As far as what inspires me, I would say I've just always been one of those people that wants to make the most of every opportunity that's given to me to really just make a difference. So that's always been who I am. I've always just tried to work as hard as I can to accomplish anything, and now it's my girls. So my 6 and my 7-year-old daughters, it's all about trying to be the best mom, the best role model to them and everybody else that's in my life.
I totally understand and relate to, which goes to show you, and for all of us here tonight, that you just have to not take no for an answer. You have to go for what your dreams are, and there's tons of people out there that everyone can attest to that will tell you that you're not good enough, you're not smart enough, you're not talented enough, you're not pretty enough. And the biggest truth is, which is the underlying truth of success, and success is different for everybody else, but the truth is that it's just not true, right? It's just not true. If you actually believe what you are is what you are, you're going to be exactly that. And that's the only message all our little girls and women need to have, and people need to have. But what inspires me, there's so many things that are similar to you. I am exactly like you, Chelsea. I'm a very hard worker. It's always been a natural instinct to me to be like, oh, I find something wrong with this situation, let me try to fix it. Or let me try to find a new angle to talk about it. Let me change a few minds here, you know? And always inspire other people to understand that they're much more than they think that they are. And you'd realize, I meet adult women all the time. I meet adult men all the time, walking around on the streets, in the professional world, personal life, and you realize the only thing holding back one person from being extraordinary is that they just don't believe that they are. You know, I can speak a little bit about Skinless in this whole story. But the reason why I chose the word skinless as the name for my company is because I got to talk about women, skin color, and what lies beneath, because there's so much pressure on women in general about beauty and potential. Then I also chose the name because I wanted to talk about race and diversity. And the reason why it's so important for people to inspire each other is because the world is the way it is only because we have not been on target, right? if we were all human beings, women and men, focus on what was important, focus on what was substantive, focus on lifting people up, our world would look totally different. And I can take any political situation, any civil rights situation, any global tragedy right now, and I can pick people and think about if this person actually saw themselves different in what they could do to change the circumstances would change. So it's so important to inspire the individual because movements are made up by individuals. Unless you think you're extraordinary, you cannot make circumstances for other people extraordinary.
So just using kind of that platform for me has been life-changing in a sense that I can reach women and girls around the world just in telling my story and getting them involved in sport. When we think of, and not to shift from fashion to sport, but something simple like putting, I know we talked about this, but putting a ball in a girl's hand can totally change, especially outside of the United States and in developing and underserved countries. It can really change the direction of a child's life by allowing her to go to school, by allowing her to provide for her family, you know, long term, as opposed to not having and being afforded the opportunity to go to school. So I really believe in, you know, using your platform, using your voice to be a source of good in this world and be a source of change and inspiration. And really it's about giving back. I always tell, you know, anyone I interact with, especially our youth, that if you know, find whatever it is that you're good at, if you use it in a positive way and use it in a way to give back, that in itself to me is empowerment.
Well, number one, karma.
True.
It's important. But I think that you are only so powerful on your own. You are much stronger as a team. You know, one voice is only so loud, and multiple voices are even louder. So I think in order to be successful, it really takes a strong team and empowering your team to really unite and get your message across. I think, you know, with all the things that we're doing and talking about, we're all sitting here today, but I think it's important to acknowledge that I'm sure we all have teams that help us accomplish all these things. I know as a creative director, I have an amazing team, and I would never be able to fully create the collection that is my vision without my team. So it's important to empower them and to have them be a part of it and have them feel good, and it just makes the whole message stronger and more impactful.
My goodness, so many good things that all these women around us are doing to empower every one of us. But I would say that, you know, we're all such a small part of the world around us, and there's so much that's going on that we all have an opportunity to make a difference with each life that we touch. So it's all about trying to take what makes us and share that with others and help to encourage and inspire and empower other women to take whatever our gift is and share it. I would say that I'm all about the skinny jeans with the cuff and a little bit of rips going on, but not too much, just classy enough. I'm all about that. That's my favorite trend right now.
I think the biggest trend is to follow your personal style. I think that when you try to get too incorporated into trends, it sort of feels unnatural, and I think that it shows. So I think it's important that no matter what the trend is, you do it in your own way. My personal favorite trend, though, of this season is velvet. I think it's luxurious, it's comfortable. It's all about the velvet.
Yeah, and she's in velvet. Yes. Well, when you first asked us to prepare for this question, I'm like, that's a tough one, right? But I really just thought about what this season I feel like I had to go out and buy, and I needed a new fall coat. It's totally menswear, though it is it's a woman's jacket, but it has a menswear kind of feel. It's just a black, basic, long wool coat that I feel like I had to have this season. So, it's always fun shopping for outerwear. And I'm all about solids and basics, because you can, mix and match.
For those of you who know me, I'm a big fan of the jumpsuits. And I'm a big fan of hot colors and popping colors and jumpsuits.
and I could not find any to wear today everywhere because it's fall, and I'm still in love with the jumpsuit. So, but what I did come across, which was a great replacement for my love for jumpsuits for the fall, are these types of pants.
Woo-hoo, wide leg pants.
Wide leg pants. So it gives you that long, seamless look, and I love anything that makes me feel comfortable walking around and then elongates that whole feel of the outfit. Yeah.
Speaking of skinny pants, we have our Python leather skinnies.
There we go. They're like, there's your pants. That's the pant we wear.
Yes. Paired with a great blouse on top with a little bit of a sheerness to the sleeve.
I love the scarves that you're doing this fall.
They're very, very versatile.
So that's important to know. You do scarves as well. And how do you usually wear the scarves? You can wear them as a hijab, or you can wear them just across your shoulders or your neck.
Absolutely. Another great panel look. All the skirt tiers are paneled together to give it a nice fitted look on top and then a little bit of extra sweep at the bottom. With a little bit of leather detailing.
I'm obsessed with that jacket and the fringe. I love it.
It's all about the fringe. Fringe. This is our leather step skirt. This collection is actually called based on Dangerous Women. So I love that. And the whole Dangerous Women, so it's all about empowering women. And this is our full shoulder top. We use a lot of detailing. You'll notice that this has the little tiny lace trim that goes in between the layers. And this is paired with our beaded leisure pant. I call it the leisure pant because I think it's so great. It's a way to have comfort and luxury all in one. It's completely beaded.
For you, that definitely you can take from day to night. You can just change your shoe and your top, your layers. It's really amazing. I love how delicate the beading is because like color.
And then the fringe blazer is also very versatile. You can wear it over dress, over pants, over jeans.
Fringe is cute.
Fringe is very cute. I think it's important to do fashion fringe though, so if you kind of use it in unexpected ways.
So she's wearing the velvet Christian Louboutin. There's heart crystals at the toe. Really, really cute. And it complements the heart-shaped YSL clutch. And then speaking of capes, this is a cashmere and silver fox horse cape. And it's over an extra dress.
Gorgeous.
I think capes are a very big trend.
I think if that's the one thing, like you gotta get capes, whether it's fur or velvet, fringe, like capes are amazing. Biggest trends for fall that you'll see at Neiman Marcus is the idea of wearing metallic day and night. So we really like to show looks from all over the store, mixing various vendors. So the scarf that she has is Etro, and the pants and top are St. John knit. Shoes, Valentino, of course, with the rock stud. And then the topper that she has on is Ralph Lauren collection. And so we're all about pulling topper, and then she has on an Ellie Sahari's Herron pants. And then under the topper, we did a cashmere vest with the feathered fringe at the bottom. And then she's just wearing a black and white bodysuit to give it some contrast.
I love the peekaboo fringe.
Yes.
Feathered fringe.
I love this.
So this look right here primarily is from our Lafayette 148 shop, but we put on an Ennis cashmere sweater underneath to add another layer of comfort and sophistication
innovation and just to make it more luxe, if you could take it to another level as it is. And the Jimmy Choo wool shoe with the rhinestones are phenomenal. And that's one of the Neiman Marcus trends also, the dorm shoe. So you're going to see a lot of shoes in our shoe department that has embellishments on it. And they're really phenomenal. She has a... So back to the cake, right? We all have to have, who has to have a cake?
It's all about the cake.
Yeah. So it's all about that cake. I mean, this is Chicago. The weather changes every hour. And I just think the cake is that finishing piece that we all need. And so this is actually going to be...
I'm actually going to take that.
Right. This one is killer. So this beautiful, beautiful top is probably one of my favorite pieces out this spring. It's Lila Rose, and it's a lace. It's a lace top, and then we made it very chic and kind of rocker with the leather legging, and then took it.
Ooh, we should give them a hand.
Thank you so much. Did we show you anything that you love? Yes.
I love the cape, I love the fur, and I love the lace.
So I just want to say once again, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Thank you so much, Maaria, for partnering with Neiman Marcus Oak Brook and doing this wonderful event. Thank you to our wonderful panelists for being here. I so appreciate it. I know that the audience does as well. We admire you, you inspire us, and we will continue to empower ourselves as well as each other.
And I need to say thank you to Neiman. Can we get a round of applause for Neiman? I do want to say that empowerment in fashion is a very rare thing to find on a day-to-day basis, because you look through the magazines and you look through all these sizes and these looks and you're like, oh, I'm never going to fit into this whole mold. So it's so important as a public statement for Neiman Marcus to include women empowerment in that message, and I'm so grateful, and I think it's such a good message to all women that such big, powerful brands believe and understand that even though that doesn't come across in a magazine.